Hey everybody, Modern World Emporium here, and for today's video, we are going to be covering a video by Pink Book Lessons, and it is a classic. So I'm going to leave a link to the original video in the description, and I will ask you to please like and subscribe to my channel and video as well. So let's get right into it.
I'm a little pissy. I get this text from my father-in-law. My father-in-law, not my husband. My father-in-law. I get this. Mind you, I did not build this house. My husband and my father-in-law built it, mainly my husband. I am very grateful for that.
Ma'am. Stop it. You are not grateful. A grateful woman would not express gratitude for her husband and father-in-law building a house that she's going to benefit from by going online and making them look bad, doing all this complaining. That's not how you do that. You are very ungrateful and you're out of order. Really quick here, this woman right here, she works outside of the house. Not sure if it's part-time or full-time. Very insignificant because her husband, he's the one who's taking care of her. Her husband, he's building a house for them along with his father. His father is helping out. She tried to minimize his father's role by saying, oh, mostly my husband is the one who built this house. And basically she was only pointing that out because she believed that her father-in-law had no authority to send her this text message. We're going to get into all of that, but first take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Click the notification bell for all updates, and if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you.
And that is a great idea. Please do that for our channel as well. But as you can see, this woman right here starts off nice and strong. She is going on and on and on about how her father-in-law sent her this text message she really didn't appreciate. But what blows my mind is they're simply asking her to do like them a little favor here, to clean up a few things for them. In fact, I go as far as to say that she probably wouldn't even have had to do the entire thing. She could have probably gotten away with doing some of it. But instead, she decides to, instead of helping them, decides to go online and complain. That's how the story is starting right now. And let's see where this goes.
Few of you sent this in, and shout out to Think Before You Sleep for capturing this. But let's go ahead and take a look at that text message that she's so upset about. Her father-in-law said, when you get home tonight, I need for you to clean off all of the kitchen counters, put the tools in the utility room, put the trash on the front porch, and sweep and vacuum all of the hard surface floors. That would help Jake and I for tomorrow. Thank you very much in advance. You're the best. She's like, he's not even my husband. My husband is the one who's building this house. He's not really helping that much. Why is he telling me what to do? She wanted to be a brat, so she got online and basically blasted her father-in-law and her husband. She did not want to be a team player. She did not want to wipe off the counters. She did not want to put up the tools, and she did not want to put the trash on the front porch. That's what he was asking for her to do, to tidy up that area. It probably would have taken her 1 hour. I bet she spent more time complaining, talking on TikTok, messaging people and telling everybody about their business, outing her whole family. She spent more time doing that than just cleaning up the space. And of course, all those people on TikTok, they agreed with her. People saying, don't be a slave. You're not the maid. Why would you be doing this? You have to understand, her husband and his father, they are building the house alone. They don't have a crew. They don't have extra hands on deck, so they're just asking for her to help by cleaning up the space. It's not like they wanted her to install new flooring.
But this is what I come home to after working an entire shift on my feet all day that I now have to clean, even though I did not make this mess.
And a spoiled brat is the perfect way to describe this woman. She is an absolute fucking handful. You can tell just by the way she's reacting to such a simple request. First off, how the fucking dare you try to downplay building a house? Like, are you stupid? I don't even need to ask if she's stupid. You can tell just by the exaggerated facial expressions that the IQ just ain't that high, and there really ain't no lights on upstairs. It's just really, really annoying. But yeah, how dare you try to downplay building a fucking house, especially one that you're going to be living in, you piece of shit. She's pretty much sitting here saying how she's not a slave and she's not their maid. Like this woman here said, by the way, I love this woman's commentary. She does a fantastic job. But yeah, she's spending more time complaining on fucking TikTok about having to sweep and put a few things in a different room than actually fucking doing it. And this is the problem with a lot of women today. Instead of actually doing anything to help and support their partner, they would rather put the front-facing camera on, go on TikTok, and complain about them for clout. It's really, really disgusting, and it's despicable as well. I really think this woman should get exactly what she deserves. So let's keep going with the story here.
Now listen, Karen, I don't care what you did all day. It's called sacrificing for your family. Your husband is building a house for the both of you and your future kids. Talking about look what she came home to. You came home to a house. Do you understand that there are women who would take your position? They would trade spaces with you in a heartbeat. Why are you so ungrateful, American woman? And that's the reason why a lot of white men, they're getting tired of women like this too. She's talking about she don't want to clean up a mess that she didn't make. Oh yeah, you want to take it there? You don't want to clean up a mess that you didn't make, but you're perfectly fine with living in a house that you didn't build?
That's what she said!
And yeah, it's petty, but she's the one that's really being petty. She took their private text message and shared it online. Do you know almost 7 million people saw this? And you had people slamming her husband and her father-in-law. She's a liability that got the world in their business.
Look at it. I now have to pick up everything off the floor, all of it. I have to clean this entire island, put all of their tools away, clean the entire, all this, everything off the floor. I have to get all of this. This is sawdust because they decided to cut things inside my house. And I have to get this all done tonight before my husband gets home so I can spend time with him.
Poor little you, it was just so much work. You notice how she quickly took ownership talking about my house.
Yes, absolutely. I noticed that immediately. One of the first things she says is my house. It is your house, but you don't have to contribute any labor towards it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, that's right, because she also works a job. She shouldn't have to do anything while the men have to bust their balls and do everything. Complete bullshit. This woman absolutely is not a team player, and she's a fucking idiot on top of that. She's going online saying, oh, they cut things inside my house. Yes, that's what you do when you're building a home. You cut things, and you're going to be blown away by this, but contractors do this all the time. But if you weren't such an isolated fucking retard, maybe you'd actually know that. But regardless, she is correct here. Men are done with this shit. They are sick and tired of women like this, constantly humiliating them online, constantly making them look bad, and constantly just wasting time making TikToks like this instead of doing anything fucking productive. It's really, really pathetic.
As if it's her house and not their house. But anybody knows when you're building a house or you're renovating a house, you're gonna get sawdust in the house. It's a part of the process. So yeah, she vented online. This video got like 7 million views. You had people on there trying to give her advice, which is so funny. But this is her fault. She's the one that got all these people in her business. Oh yeah, and then she came back to thank people for their advice and taking her side against her father-in-law. Take a look.
So last night I did not clean the house. You guys really opened my eyes and made me see that like this was not my problem. It's not my thing. There's so much. I bitched my husband last night and told him that I was really pissed off. And so I get home today and this is what I come home to. A fully cleaned house. They have a little bit of stuff right here, but that's fine. That's it. They organized all their tools. And I didn't have to do a single thing. Either they got the message that was super disrespectful, or they think I'm completely incompetent and they won't ever ask me to do anything again. Either way, win for me.
Okay, so she got back on the internet to brag about getting her way. She didn't clean the house. That's because the other unhinged women on TikTok, they convinced her that it wasn't her problem. And that's exactly why she went there anyway. She didn't want to do it, but she wanted to get validation from a group of people telling her that she was doing the right thing by not doing it. She went on to complain to her husband and nagged him into getting her way, gloating in front of millions of people about how she won over her husband. But at what expense? Did she really win? She made her father-in-law look bad in front of the world. She made her husband look bad in front of the world. You had women calling them out, talking about misogyny and slavery. When, by the way, anything that a man tells a woman to do, she's under the impression that that's misogynistic. I mean anything. And with this woman right here, behind that little sweet voice is an evil woman. Very, very dangerous and a huge liability. Just look at the satisfaction that she had when she thought that she won an argument. Women like her, they can't be trusted. She will do and say anything just to win.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with this right here. This woman is absolutely fucking evil, and she has no good intentions for this man or his father, which is really upsetting. So, she's literally going online to brag about the fact that she left everything for them to do after they came home from a hard day's work just to do more work. And it's just so annoying because, as I always say on this channel, and anyone who watches me regularly will know this, I always like to talk about women's absolutely pathetic addiction to social media and how women oftentimes are just so addicted to this shit that they cannot pull away from it. They need to get advice from it. They need to get validation from it, kind of like she says here in the video. And this woman is addicted to TikTok validation, and she's addicted to TikTok social media. It's really, really nuts. So instead of just talking privately with her husband and saying like, hey, like, I didn't feel like this was right, and maybe there's something we can work out here, she went to TikTok and had a bunch of other unhinged lunatics tell her that she's completely in the right and everyone else is completely in the wrong, and fuck them, and she shouldn't have to do anything. Now, let's see how this legendary story concludes.
This is the update. It's not a good one. It's not a fun one. It actually really sucks. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We had a long conversation a couple days ago, my husband and I, and we've come to the conclusion that the best thing for both of us is for this to end. So we are getting a divorce. We've been separated for the past couple days, obviously. We just have to put the legal actions into motion. But yes, we are getting a divorce.
This woman is a complete moron. She told everybody she was looking for an apartment, and sometime after that, she ended up deleting her TikTok account. She had thousands of followers and millions of views. That video right there, almost 7 million views. In that last video there, she said they decided to get a divorce. I'm thinking it was her husband and his family that had enough of her, because this can't be the only time that she's acted out like a drama queen. And honestly, she probably was never a wife to begin with, but her husband ignored the red flags and married her anyway. And about the whole construction thing, even if you have an outside construction company working on your home, they will tidy up and put things in order, but you will still have to go behind them sometimes and clean up your house, because nobody's gonna get your home right like you can. But in this case, it wasn't even an outside company. It was her father-in-law, and she said it was her husband as well. So we're talking about a family project. This woman is selfish, entitled, uncooperative, all of that. That's her. And even if she had a problem with them, why broadcast it to the world? Why wreck your home? But hey, I guess that's called empowering women. You know, convincing them to wreck their home and validating their bad choices. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Special shout out to Dark Power. Thank you for all of your support, as well as James D. I appreciate both of you.
And as my man Arthur Fleck would say, you get what you fucking deserve. This woman quite literally destroyed her family over not wanting to sweep. How absolutely fucking moronic and selfish, like she says in the video as well. But yeah, it is really crazy to me that this woman actually set up her camera and bragged to over 7 million people that she fucked her husband over, and her husband's father as well, which is really disgusting. Like, I don't understand what really what happened here. Like, he asked her very basic stuff, like moving things from one room to another, and she just couldn't do it. Like, how useless do you have to be as a fucking person that you literally can't just move a few things from one room to another and then sweep? It like, I don't even think it would have taken a full hour. I think it would have taken maybe like a half hour to 45 minutes tops if you did everything quickly. And it's just ridiculous that she couldn't help her entire family out. They're building her a literal house to live in. And even then, that is not good enough to warrant getting her help. That is not worthy of her, as she might think. It's really, really sad. And with that, guys, we're going to end today's video here. Please like and subscribe to both channels, and I will leave a link to the original video in the comments below if you'd like to check it out. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.